Most people think a bad performing YouTube video ruins your algorithm, but that's not the case. What's even worse is when people are worried about a low performing YouTube video, the first thing that comes to mind is, I should delete that. Well, that's not a good idea. We're going to go over why that's not a good idea, and I'm going to give you some awesome tips on what you should do instead. And if you only have 2 seconds, don't delete a video, unlist it instead, and then come back and watch this video at another time. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like while you're there. There are 3 major problems that can happen if you delete a video when you should just unlist it or private it. First and foremost is the broken insights and algorithm gaps. And the reason that's number 1 is because most people delete a video because they think, oh, it didn't get a lot of views or it didn't get a lot of engagement. It must suck. And the best thing for me to do with that is delete it. Well, that's not true. Because whether successful or not, every video provides valuable data about your audience's preferences. If you keep underperforming videos as unlisted rather than deleting them, that allows you and YouTube to use those insights. You can analyze the performance of the video, get some insights, and use it to inform your future content strategy. It also lets YouTube know what types of keywords, what types of topics, certain segments of your existing audience, your retained audience, actually enjoyed. And part of the disconnect here with how YouTube actually uses information and the misconception that a lot of people have about how the algorithm works is because things have evolved over the last couple of years. For example, if you run a YouTube channel on pasta, talk about pasta, all the pasta, that sounds like a lot of carbs, right? But we do a video on something that's keto friendly, something that's low carb friendly. And it doesn't get the 10,000 views on average that our other pasta videos get, but it's still got maybe 2,000, 3,000. Well, this is the first time that YouTube's experienced you using this type of topic. Certain keywords like non-carb or low carb or carb-friendly alternatives for pasta. On one hand, those 2.5 thousand views might be from your existing audience that is interested in that content, and you're writing it off as if it wasn't valuable to them. And that might not be true. On the other hand, that could be all new watchers. That's why it's so important to go and look at the analytics for your video at a given time if you have any questions and want to try to figure something out. But YouTube is getting better and better at understanding that, hey, our content creators, there's no way we can box them in to make them hyper-focus on one specific keyword or topic at a given time. And we know that a content creator could attract a broad variety of people in their audience. So what can they try to do and what are they doing? Well, if we know that your content is about a topic and this member of your audience or non-member of your audience, could be either way, is interested in that topic, we can decide that, hey, we should prioritize that video a little bit more on their For You feed. If they know your subscriber isn't interested in that topic at all, they might know, let's not recommend this one video to them, but we'll still continue recommending all the usual content as you continue to publish it. It's really incredible how the algorithm works. So overall, you shouldn't just delete your video because you think it underperformed. YouTube might actually be doing a really good job at putting it in front of the right people while it learns this new content you might be talking about or your new approach to a content format. And I promise you, I'm not just making it up. This is Todd, the product lead for YouTube, and he says, don't delete videos unless you have a very good reason. When you delete a video, you delete your channel's connection to the audience that watched that video. If you want to maximize your growth, keep your videos public or unlist them if you must. So we're going to get to some more suggestions if you stick around. Make sure you're hitting the like button and the subscribe button so you can get more tips as I post them. Again, if you don't like all of the topics I cover, YouTube will do the work for you when I do YouTube-related content. It'll be great. It'll figure it out for you. And if you have some topics you want to hear me talk about, put it in the comments. It'll help me prioritize my content production. So reason 1, not to delete your videos. Don't break your insights and start an algorithm gap that you don't need to have. Just unlist your video. Number 2, don't delete your videos because it could cause broken links. When you delete a video, you're not just removing it from your channel, the recent uploads, everything like that. You're also cutting it off from any links or shares associated with it anywhere. So whether you've shared to it in another YouTube video description, or you've shared it in a post on Facebook, or you've embedded it in a blog, or you've sent it in an email somewhere, all of those places where you may have linked to that video will now be broken. And you really never know. Don't underestimate this, guys, when someone will go back and look for that link that they saw a long time ago. And I don't know if you've noticed, but social media platforms seem to be getting better and better at putting older content in front of people. Unlist the video, because when someone clicks that same link, they can still look at it. The third reason is just that deletion is permanent. We've all experienced some kind of feeling of regret after deleting something, or maybe we didn't save something and we hit the refresh button and then it was just gone. But what if that underperforming video suddenly could have gained traction. But by deleting it too soon, you've robbed yourself of that opportunity. So if you're unsure, unlist the video. Just do it. It's a simple way to get it off your feed and stop new people from finding it through search or YouTube recommendations, but it'll keep your links intact if you link to it anywhere. It'll keep your data and insights intact, and it will be there if you ever decide, oh God, I'm so glad I didn't hit that delete button. So those are 3 major reasons, guys, but what should you do instead of deleting something? We've gone over why you shouldn't get rid of it, but what should you do instead? And I've got a list of tips for you, but first and foremost, I think we need to do a mindset check. Smaller metrics don't always mean a video is bad, and bad performance might not be attributable to the video content itself, what's actually playing on the screen when someone hits the play button. Got to remember that sometimes bad performance could just be you had a bad thumbnail, or you didn't keyword it right and YouTube didn't know who to show it for. In addition, low viewership doesn't mean bad if it's in front of the right viewers. So if I talk about something that's more of a niche topic and maybe 10% of the people that would watch this video would be interested in that same topic, is it a bad thing if YouTube gets that video in front of that 10% only? I might get shocked when I see the numbers are 10% of what they normally are, but would I want 100% of people being directed to a video that they wouldn't be interested in? Sometimes lower viewership just means it's in front of the right people and it's a smaller audience, and that's okay. But let me get off my soapbox and let's talk about some tips you can try next time you're disappointed by a video's performance. I've used all of these on different channels that cover different topics, and sometimes they don't work miracles, but you'd be surprised, sometimes they really do. First and foremost, and I'm sure this is no surprise being number 1, is just optimize your video. Try updating the title, the description, the thumbnail. A catchy title can make a world of difference in not just getting someone to click through your video, but helping YouTube figure out who to put it in front of. Number 2 is promote your video. Don't just rely on YouTube's algorithm to figure it out and put it in front of people for you. There's other ways you can drive traffic to a video, and it might take a little bit of, footwork, pounding the pavement on your own, but you can do it. Share it across your social media platforms. Embed it in relevant blog posts. In fact, let's talk about number 3. You can cross-link the video that you want to perform better with related videos that you have on similar or parallel topics. So go ahead and promote your new video in the descriptions, pinned comments, and screens, and the cards, those things you see on top of the screen, of any related video. Even if it's only kind of similar, you never know who you could bridge over to a new topic. Also related to that is tip number 4. Use playlists. Playlists are a great way to boost your user experience, because now I have a playlist in front of me of 10 related videos just like the one I just watched. Right? That's a great user experience. I can just keep going and I'm loving it. On the other hand, putting things in a playlist can also teach the YouTube algorithm that there's an association between the content in it. What's even better is you can create playlists not just of your own content, but you can include other people's public content in your playlist as well. So it's a great way to shout out other content that you enjoy. It's a great way to show that your content is related to certain topics that other people cover. And it's a great way to promote collaboration and community learning across the YouTube platform. I love the playlist feature. I use them I have a true crime channel that I run. And it's so good for keeping cases organized, but it's a really great place to also put together the collaborations between different channels as they cover certain cases together. Don't underestimate the playlist feature. Just imagine yourself as a consumer, as someone using YouTube, and think about how beneficial and easy it is to go through content when you found a good playlist. Now, put yourself in the creator role and give that great experience to the audience. And just FYI, you can have private and public playlists, and you can change the visibility of a playlist at any time. So if you don't want to go through the work of rushing to create a playlist because you don't just want it sitting with one video while you create more content, you can start the playlist at any time, but keep it private. And then when you're ready, you can make it public. Vice versa. Decide you want to take something private, go ahead. You can do it. Awesome feature. Now, tip number 5 is use performance data to refine your content approach. You can look at analytics across your whole channel. You can look at analytics for playlists. You can look at analytics for an individual piece of content. And if you start to notice that some topics have longer watch time on average, prioritize long-form content for that topic. Do the opposite when you come across content where your audience drops off pretty quickly, faster than usual. Maybe that type of content is better to cover with shorter videos. Looking at data is also a great way to say, hey, I changed my thumbnail and suddenly I'm getting more click-throughs. I'm going to keep that thumbnail and I'm going to try that thumbnail approach in the next video I make. to see if that format, that layout, is more visually engaging than what I was doing before. So don't be afraid of looking at the analytics for one video, your whole channel, any way you want to look at it. And just try it out because you'll learn something. Trial and error is sometimes the best way to find out what really works. And then my last tip here is going to be use YouTube's native editor. You may have seen that once you're in your YouTube studio or you're looking at the edit button for a specific video, on the sidebar menu, there is an editor feature. You can go in here and you can trim. And if you're thinking, why would I want to do that? Well, for one, if you make a mistake in your video and that's why you want to delete it, right? We've talked about don't delete it, it could do better. If there's like a little reason, like you said a weird word or you sneezed or something in your video, you don't need to delete your whole video because you realized it too late. You can actually go to the editor and trim that part out. And your video can stay live exactly how it's uploaded, just with that part missing. It'll take it out for you. So it's a great way to go and fix mistakes that make you feel like kind of queasy about leaving a video up. But it's also really helpful if, for example, maybe you're noticing a drop-off rate very quickly in your video. People aren't getting through your intro. Well, if it makes sense, if you can make a clean cut, you can go into the native editor and say, all right, this intro that people aren't making it through, I spent too long on it. 45 seconds of me introducing and it's the theme song and nobody's making it past that mound. But all the really good stuff is after that. Well, you can go in this native editor and you can trim out that whole intro and YouTube will process it for you, leave it uploaded at the same URL. And now when people click through to watch it, they'll start at the trim point. And this is incredibly powerful because the beginning part of a video is the part where people get hooked and decide to continue watching. So rather than upload a whole new video, wonder why it didn't work the first time, you can actually fix the problem right with YouTube's native editor. Trim down the time, the wasted time. Maybe you have dead space between chapters. You can cut that out too. You can go anywhere in the video, make it more concise, clean it up without having to completely upload your video again. Guys, those are just a few tips to keep it short and simple. If you'd like to, copy and paste, make your own list, I'll link to a write-up, a blog post that I did with the same content from this video. Maybe you're the type of person that likes to make post-it notes or pin things as a written bookmark somewhere. Grab that in the description. I hope you hit the like button or the subscribe if you want to see future content like this. Again, if you don't want to see when I talk about another topic, you just like the YouTube stuff, YouTube's algorithm will figure that out. So I hope you will give me a subscribe. If you have thoughts or comments or just want to introduce yourself in the comments, let me know what your YouTube goals are or how you found this video. I would love all of that. I love the community and the community features here on YouTube. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have had a blast specifically with YouTube marketing in the last 3-4 months or so. A brand new channel. We got over 500,000 views already. Doing really, really well. Monetized. It's an income stream now. And it's one of the fastest YouTube channel growths we've seen without any professional editing or small team. It's like 2 people doing it. And the channel that we're on here is my marketing, my social media marketing. I am a hybrid marketer that does organic and paid marketing. I try to bring it together to help small businesses do more with less time and less wasted time. So that's my goal with this channel. And I'm always excited when I have a new success story where my own trial and error with my own side projects or client works, I can bring them to you guys and say, guys, like this is what I've learned. I can put it all out on a video for you guys. And hitting that thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, leaving a comment lets me know that you found it valuable and I should keep doing this. So I'm wishing you all well. You guys all take care and see you next time.